The story begins with an eerie silence as the sky above Earth darkens. Without warning, a colossal fleet of alien ships enters Earth's orbit, their massive silhouettes blocking out the sun. These are the ships of the Galactic Empire, a race that has crushed countless civilizations in their quest for domination. Their advanced technology, their powerful weaponry, and their seemingly unshakable confidence make them seem invincible. At the helm of this vast armada stands Supreme Commander Xaroth, a being as cold and calculating as the vast expanse of space itself. Xaroth's voice, deep and commanding, crackles through Earth's communication systems, demanding the immediate surrender of humanity. His message is clear. Earth is now under the rule of the Empire, and its people will either bow to their superior forces or face destruction. For the first time in history, Earth finds itself staring down the might of an intergalactic empire that has never known defeat. But something happens that Xaroth did not expect. The message of surrender, which has so often been met with submission on countless worlds, is met with something far different from Earth's leaders. The President of the United States, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and leaders from all corners of the globe stand united in defiance. Instead of cowering in fear, they declare, with one voice, that Earth is not for sale and that no alien force will claim dominion over it. In a historic broadcast, a message is sent to the Empire's fleet. You are not welcome here. It is a declaration of independence, a bold refusal that shocks Xaroth and his forces. How could this insignificant planet, so primitive in comparison to their own, dare to defy them? The alien fleet is caught off guard by this unexpected response. Xaroth, who has seen countless civilizations kneel before the might of the Empire, cannot fathom this act of rebellion. He had assumed Earth would be no different, that its people, weak and unprepared, would quickly submit to the overwhelming power of his empire. But instead, the leaders of Earth stand firm, resolute in their decision. The message is not just a refusal, it is a statement of survival, a testament to humanity's unyielding spirit. As Earth watches in awe, every news network across the planet broadcasts the declaration of defiance. People in every nation, from the busy streets of New York to the remote villages of Africa, hear the same words echo through their radios and televisions. You are not welcome here. In every corner of the world, something extraordinary happens. The people, who have spent centuries fighting for survival against war, disease, and natural disasters, now face a threat far beyond anything they've ever known. Yet, they refuse to break. From the skyscrapers of Tokyo to the fields of India, humans look up at the sky not with fear, but with a strange new sense of unity. In the face of overwhelming odds, the first flickers of resistance begin to burn bright. It's not the power of weapons that the humans possess, but something far more elusive, something deeper. The Empire's leaders underestimate the human spirit, unaware that it has been forged through millennia of adversity. It is this resilience, this tenacity to survive against all odds, that will make Earth a far more dangerous opponent than Xaroth could have ever imagined. The response from Earth ripples across the globe, fueling a collective defiance that turns every corner of the planet into a battlefield. Humans, who have always faced the greatest of challenges, now find themselves at the precipice of their greatest trial. But there is no panic. There is no fear. The message from Earth is loud and clear. This planet will not fall easily. The alien ships hover above, their immense power looming over the planet, yet Earth stands undaunted. And as the alien fleet watches in stunned silence, they realize something crucial. This is no ordinary planet, and these are no ordinary people. Whatever the Empire has planned, they will have to face humanity's greatest weapon, its relentless will to survive. In the hearts of every human, the question arises, will Earth bend, or will it rise to the challenge? This moment will define humanity's place in the cosmos. The Galactic Empire may have conquered countless worlds, but they have never faced an enemy like Earth. And as the world holds its breath, one thing becomes clear. This is just the beginning. The Galactic Empire, bruised by their initial encounter with Earth's defiance, waste no time in retaliating. They launch an immediate assault, deploying fleets of advanced robotic drones and elite soldiers across Earth's surface, intent on crushing the human resistance. These robots, with their mechanical precision and laser-sharp focus, are designed for one thing: total annihilation. The Empire's elite troops, clad in high-tech armor and armed with devastating weapons, are sent to sweep through Earth's cities, eliminating any resistance in their path. The invasion seems unstoppable. The alien forces are technologically superior in every way, and Earth's military forces, though brave, are outmatched. But what the Empire fails to understand is the very essence of humanity, the ability to adapt and fight back in ways they could never predict. At first, it seems as if the humans will be overwhelmed. Cities fall one by one, and the sky above is filled with the flashing lights of explosions. But then something shifts. Humanity begins to fight back, not with the advanced weaponry of the invaders, but with the resourcefulness and ingenuity that has allowed them to survive for millennia. Ordinary people, many with no formal training, take up arms. Civilians in rural villages set up clever traps, using Earth's natural terrain to their advantage. The dense forests, mountainous regions, and underground tunnels all become part of a new battlefield, where the Empire's technology, though powerful, struggles to keep up with the unpredictability of Earth's defenders. Guerrilla tactics emerge as a human way of fighting, using speed and surprise to their advantage. They strike hard and fast, then disappear before the invaders can retaliate. These small victories, though seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of the invasion, begin to sow the seeds of doubt in the Empire's mind. Among the chaos, a young engineer named Sophie, who had once lived a quiet life designing small machines, finds herself at the forefront of Earth's defense. Sophie, an unlikely hero, is initially hesitant, but soon realizes the importance of her skills. Her knowledge of Earth's technology, paired with a brilliant mind for problem-solving, makes her a key figure in the resistance. While others fight on the front lines, Sophie takes a different approach. She begins to analyze the Empire's technology, searching for weaknesses, for anything that could turn the tide in humanity's favor. She studies the enemy's weapons, their ships and their energy shields, looking for flaws. And then she finds it: a critical vulnerability in the Empire's shield systems. The shields, designed to repel any attack, have a hidden flaw. They are not as invulnerable as the Empire believes. If exploited correctly, the shields can be bypassed, leaving their advanced fleet exposed. Sophie's discovery is nothing short of a breakthrough. She shares her findings with Earth's military, and together they begin to devise a plan to strike back. The humans, who had once been pushed to the brink of extinction, now hold the key to their survival. Sophie becomes a symbol of humanity's resilience, someone who, despite the odds, refuses to give up. She begins working tirelessly, gathering a team of engineers, hackers, and military strategists. They put their heads together, creating makeshift devices designed to exploit the flaw in the Empire's shields. The plan is risky, but it is humanity's best shot at defeating the Empire's overwhelming power. As the weeks go by, the human resistance grows bolder. More and more people from all walks of life join the fight, each contributing their skills in unique ways. Civilians use their knowledge of local landscapes to hide from the Empire's forces, while military units coordinate hit-and-run attacks. Sophie and her team build makeshift weapons that target the energy shields directly, using Earth's primitive technology combined with alien tech scavenged from the battlefield. The attacks become more coordinated, more precise, and the alien invaders begin to feel the pressure. But even as the tide begins to turn, the Empire's forces are relentless. Supreme Commander Sarov, furious that his forces have been outsmarted by humans, orders a full-scale assault on Earth's capital, determined to wipe out the resistance once and for all. The battle intensifies, and the stakes become higher than ever. Yet, Sophie and her team continue to work, fine-tuning their plans, knowing that every moment is critical. The galaxy watches as the small, seemingly insignificant planet, once thought easy prey, begins to show its true strength. The Empire's confidence starts to waver, and humanity's strength, built on ingenuity, unity, and an unwillingness to give up, begins to shine through. What the Empire doesn't realize is that the more they push, the stronger humanity becomes. Sophie's discovery has ignited a fire in the hearts of Earth's defenders. The fight is far from over, but one thing is certain: this is no longer just a battle for survival. This is a war for humanity's future, and Earth will not go down without a fight. As the battle between humanity and the Galactic Empire escalates, Sophie and her team grow more determined. They know that the key to defeating the Empire lies in one thing: taking down the heart of their fleet, the enormous flagship that looms above Earth. The ship is protected by an impenetrable energy shield, a defense so powerful that it makes their weapons useless. But Sophie's discovery, the flaw in the shield technology, offers them a slim chance to turn the tide. She, along with a team of engineers, hackers, and military strategists, hatches a daring plan. They will infiltrate the flagship and sabotage the shield generator, the very core of its defenses. The plan is risky, almost suicidal, but the stakes are too high for hesitation. It's a desperate move, but it might just be the only way to expose the Empire's forces and give Earth a fighting chance. The operation is set into motion, and the team knows there's no turning back. They gather their resources: makeshift explosives, crude hacking devices, and stolen alien tech. The plan is simple: infiltrate the flagship, plant the explosives on the shield generator, and escape before they're caught. As they prepare to board the enemy ship, humanity's hopes rest on their shoulders. The entire world watches as Sophie and her team launch their mission, knowing that if they fail, Earth could be lost forever. The feeling of urgency hangs thick in the air as humans across the globe unite in their support, rallying behind the mission. The plan is a long shot, but there's a shared belief that Earth's people will stop at nothing to protect their world. As Sophie and her team infiltrate the flagship's defenses, the tension grows unbearable. Every move is calculated, every step taken with caution. The alien soldiers, though numerous and deadly, are not prepared for the kind of stealth and adaptability humanity excels at. With the help of their stolen alien technology and an in-depth knowledge of the ship's layout, Sophie's team sneaks past guards, disables security systems, and finally reaches the shield generator room. The heart of the Empire's defense system is in front of them, and the only thing standing between them and victory is a few carefully timed explosions. Sophie hesitates for a moment, the weight of the mission bearing down on her. The fate of the entire planet rests in their hands, but there is no time for doubt. With a steady hand, she places the final charge and activates the countdown. The shield generator is about to go down. The blast echoes through the heart of the flagship, and for a moment, everything goes silent. The shield generator is destroyed, and the mighty energy field that once protected the Empire's ships flickers and dies. It's a moment of triumph, but the battle is far from over. As the shield fades, the Empire's fleet becomes vulnerable. The humans, with their makeshift weapons and unyielding resolve, seize the opportunity. Earth's military, bolstered by the courage of everyday citizens, launches a full-scale assault. They fight with a ferocity that the Empire never expected. They don't have the advanced weapons of the invaders, but they have something much more powerful: the unbreakable will to survive. The alien forces, caught off guard by the sudden turn of events, scramble to defend themselves, but it's too late. The tide has shifted, and humanity's relentless spirit begins to overwhelm them. The invaders, so sure of their victory, are taken completely by surprise. They had underestimated the ingenuity and determination of the humans, and now they are paying the price. The Empire's forces suffer significant casualties as humans, using the Empire's own technology against them, fight back with a determination that seems almost unstoppable. The humans strike hard, exploiting every weakness in the Empire's armor, and the once mighty fleet begins to crumble. The Empire's arrogance, their belief that they could crush Earth effortlessly, turns into shock as their soldiers fall one by one. The battlefield is chaotic, filled with explosions and flashes of light, but through it all, the human forces press on. As the final blows are dealt, Sophie's team makes their escape, barely avoiding capture. When they return to Earth, they are hailed as heroes, but they know the war is not over. The battle for Earth has only just begun. Yet, in that moment, they have achieved the impossible. Against all odds, humanity has struck a blow to the heart of the Galactic Empire. They've shown the invaders that Earth will not be conquered easily, that the will of its people is something that no foreign force can break. The unexpected victory sends ripples through the Empire, and Earth's defenders stand taller, their spirits lifted by the belief that they can win this war. And as the smoke clears, a new resolve takes root in humanity's heart. They will fight to protect their world, no matter the cost. Supreme Commander Zalov's fury was beyond anything Earth's leaders could have imagined. The defeat at the hands of the humans had humiliated him, and the loss of the Empire's shield was a blow to his pride that he could not ignore. The very thought of an inferior species, one he considered insignificant, striking such a decisive blow sent waves of rage through him. He had expected Earth to fall easily, a simple conquest like so many others before it. But now, Earth was showing a resistance that could not be ignored. Zarov's anger boiled over, and he knew there was only one way to restore the Empire's honor. He would raze Earth to the ground. The humiliation must be erased, and the humans must learn that they could never defy the might of the Galactic Empire. He gave the order to initiate a full-scale planetary bombardment. The Empire's fleet, vast and imposing, moved into position, aligning itself for an orbital strike. The countdown began, and Earth's fate seemed sealed. Zalov's ships, armed with weapons of unimaginable power, would fire on Earth's major cities, reducing them to nothing but rubble and ash. The clock was ticking, and every passing second brought humanity closer to extinction. Across the world, people watched in horror, knowing that if they could not find a way to stop the attack, their homes, their families, and their entire world would be lost. The threat was real, and Earth's leaders could only pray for a miracle as the shadow of the alien fleet loomed ever closer. But then, something unexpected happened. A shift, subtle yet undeniable, rippled through the alien forces stationed on Earth. It began quietly, with whispers among the troops, and slowly grew into something far more significant. The soldiers who had come to conquer, who had been part of the Empire's vast war machine, began to question their mission. They had witnessed the humans' extraordinary resilience, their unbreakable will to survive, and their unity in the face of certain destruction. They saw a race that, despite their primitive technology, had the heart and strength to stand up against an enemy that had crushed countless others. The humans did not bow down to their invaders. They fought, and they fought with everything they had. These actions sparked something in the alien troops, doubt. For the first time, many of them began to see the humans not as enemies, but as equals, as beings worthy of respect. They realized they could not, in good conscience, continue their mission of destruction. These soldiers had joined the Empire believing in their mission, but they had seen enough to know that Earth's people would not go down without a fight, and that they did not deserve to be crushed underfoot. The defection began slowly, with small groups of soldiers quietly leaving their posts. One by one, more and more of them joined the rebellion. They secretly reached out to Earth's military, offering their help in fighting back against the Empire's plans. These defected alien soldiers, once loyal to Xarath, now sought to make amends for their part in the invasion. They had seen the humanity they had underestimated, and they chose to stand with them. Their defection was not only a sign of their own personal transformation, but a powerful message to Earth's people. The Galactic Empire, so confident in its power, was not as invincible as they had believed. At first, Earth's leaders were wary of accepting these former enemies into their ranks. Trust was a hard thing to give, especially when it had been violated so deeply. But Sophie, The young engineer, who had become a symbol of Earth's resilience, knew that this was an opportunity that couldn't be ignored. She argued that, in their fight for survival, humanity had to show the same empathy that had made them strong in the first place. It was the human capacity for understanding, for seeing the good in others, that had allowed them to build such a strong resistance. She believed that by accepting the defected soldiers, they could form a powerful alliance that would change the course of the war. Reluctantly, and with some fear, Earth's leaders agreed. The alien defectors were integrated into the human forces, each soldier bringing their unique knowledge and expertise to the fight. They helped train humans in alien combat techniques and shared crucial information about the Empire's tactics. With their assistance, Earth's forces became more effective, their chances of survival growing stronger by the day. The alliance between humans and former enemies was a remarkable sight. Two species, once on opposite sides of a brutal war, now fighting side by side for the same cause. As the countdown to the orbital bombardment continued, the cooperation between humans and defected alien soldiers proved to be the unexpected twist that strengthened Earth's resolve. The Empire had underestimated humanity's ability to adapt and form alliances, and now, with the defection of key members of their own forces, the humans stood stronger than ever. Xarloth, unaware of the defections unfolding under his nose, prepared to carry out his strike, certain that Earth's resistance would be wiped out. But what he didn't know was that the very soldiers he had sent to conquer Earth were now fighting for its survival. The balance of power had shifted once again, and humanity had found an ally in the most unlikely of places. The battle for Earth had taken a dramatic turn, and the Empire was about to learn that even their most loyal troops could not stand against the unbreakable spirit of humanity. The unexpected defection of alien troops and the newfound alliance between humans and former enemies gave Earth's forces a chance they had never thought possible. With the Empire's technology now in their hands, and the strategic minds of both humans and defected aliens working together, Earth's military engineers and commanders began planning a daring counteroffensive. The time had come for humanity to take the fight to the heart of the Empire's fleet and show Xarloth that Earth's spirit could not be broken. The preparations were tense, with every move calculated to make the most of their limited resources. Human forces, now bolstered by alien defectors, were about to launch their most ambitious operation yet, a full-scale assault on the Empire's fleet that would change the course of the war. The plan was audacious. Using a mix of Earth's old technology and the Empire's captured weaponry, a coalition of human fighters and defected alien soldiers would board a fleet of improvised ships and engage in a massive space battle, striking directly at the heart of Xarloth's armada. It was a last-ditch effort. If they succeeded, it could cripple the Empire's power over Earth. If they failed, it would mean certain destruction. The battle plans were crafted with a combination of calculated risk and raw instinct, drawing on the ingenuity and innovation that humanity had relied upon for centuries. The defected alien soldiers brought invaluable knowledge of the Empire's tactics, while the humans brought their relentless drive to protect their planet at all costs. As the counteroffensive began, the Earth's fleet, now a mixture of stolen alien ships and human-made vessels, broke through the atmosphere and into the vastness of space. The Empire's fleet, still unaware of the growing resistance among its ranks, prepared to carry out its destructive bombardment of Earth's cities. They were confident that nothing could stop them, their ships equipped with the most advanced weaponry and defensive systems known to the galaxy. What they didn't anticipate was the ferocity of the human response, nor the ingenuity that would come with it. As Earth's ships advanced into the fray, it became clear that this would not be the easy victory the Empire had expected. The battle that unfolded in the cold void of space was nothing short of epic. Both sides engaged in fierce dogfights, Earth's ships darting through space with surprising agility, using rapid maneuvers and hit-and-run tactics that kept the Empire on the defensive. The Empire's fleet, although technologically superior in many ways, struggled to match the unpredictable tactics of their human adversaries. The humans, using their knowledge of both alien and Earth technologies, turned the Empire's own weapons against them. Earth's fighters, equipped with makeshift energy shields and repurposed blasters, outmaneuvered the more advanced enemy ships in a series of breathtaking, high-speed clashes. The battle was fast and brutal, as each side tried to gain the upper hand in the vast expanse of space. Sarroth's fleet, despite its overwhelming firepower, could not predict the ingenuity of Earth's tactics. Humans didn't fight in predictable patterns. They used their environment, the debris of broken ships, asteroid fields, and even the orbits of planets, as weapons. They created traps, launched surprise attacks from unexpected angles, and utilized alien technology in ways that its creators had never intended. The defected alien soldiers, now fighting alongside the humans, proved to be an invaluable asset. They knew the weaknesses of the Empire's ships and helped Earth's forces exploit them. As the battle raged on, Sarroth's fleet began to show signs of strain. The Empire's ships, despite their strength, were being torn apart by Earth's relentless attacks. The dogfights became more intense, with ships darting in and out of fire, explosions lighting up the vastness of space. Human pilots, fueled by the need to protect their homes, fought with a desperation that shocked the invaders. They didn't have the advanced weapons or shields that the Empire's forces possessed, but they made up for it with their relentless creativity, fearlessness, and determination. Every human fighter who took to the sky did so knowing that the future of their planet rested on their shoulders. The passion and drive of Earth's forces gave them an edge that no amount of advanced technology could match. Meanwhile, on the ground, Earth's forces continued to strike at the Empire's remaining strongholds. The planet's cities, once vulnerable to the alien bombardment, were now being defended by an army that had united against a common enemy. The streets were filled with a fierce determination as people fought side by side, no longer divided by race or nationality, but united in the fight for survival. The alliance between humans and defected aliens had created a bond that no enemy could break. The battle on Earth was just as intense as the one in space, with each side giving no quarter. But the Empire's soldiers, now questioning their cause, found themselves increasingly outmatched by the unity of humanity. As the battle wore on, it became clear that Earth's counteroffensive was succeeding. The once mighty Empire fleet, battered and bruised, began to retreat. The humans had delivered a blow to the heart of the Empire that they never expected. What had started as an impossible fight was now shifting in Earth's favor, and the invaders, for the first time, were feeling the weight of their own arrogance. The Galactic Empire, used to conquering with ease, was being undone by the one thing they could never have anticipated, the unstoppable spirit of humanity. The battle was reaching its boiling point, and Supreme Commander Sarloth, despite the massive setbacks the Empire had faced, was not one to retreat easily. His humiliation had stung deeply, but his arrogance remained unbroken. Determined to end the conflict and finally crush the spirit of Earth's defenders, he led a direct assault on Earth's capital. The massive fleet descended through the atmosphere, casting an ominous shadow over the city below. Sarloth's goal was clear. He would target the heart of humanity, its government, and its most cherished symbol of resistance. If he could break their capital, the rest of the world would crumble. He believed that by destroying the center of Earth's power, the will of the human race would finally shatter, leaving them vulnerable to the Empire's might. However, what Sarloth didn't understand was the very thing that made humanity so dangerous: their will to survive. He had assumed that sheer power could defeat the humans, that overwhelming technology and force would be enough to subdue them. But Earth's people had endured far worse throughout history, and they had something the Empire could never fathom: an unyielding drive to protect their homes, their families, and their way of life. As Sarloth's forces landed in the capital, expecting to find a broken and helpless people, they were met with fierce resistance, but not from the trained soldiers he anticipated. Instead, it was ordinary people, citizens, engineers, teachers, farmers, and families, standing together to defend their world. Among them was Sophie, the young engineer who had once only dreamed of making a difference. Now, she stood at the forefront of humanity's defense, having become a symbol of their resilience. Sophie had already outsmarted the Empire, once by exploiting the flaw in their energy shields, and she had led her team to victory against their most advanced technologies. But this time, it wasn't just about strategy, it was about something much deeper. It was about the very core of humanity's nature, something Sareth had failed to understand. Humans don't need to dominate, they just need to survive, to protect what's theirs. When Sophie finally came face to face with Sareth in the heart of the capital, the standoff was electric with tension. Sareth towered over her, confident that the destruction of Earth's capital would lead to the end of their resistance. His ships had already begun their bombardment of the city, and he stood poised to deliver the final blow to the planet. But Sophie was undaunted. She knew that the fight was not one of brute strength, it was one of heart, of willpower. As Sareth demanded her surrender, he taunted her, convinced that humanity was now helpless before the might of the Empire. Yet Sophie, calm and resolute, saw through the commander's arrogance. "You think power is what makes you strong," Sophie said, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "But power is nothing without the will to use it. You've underestimated us from the beginning. We're not like you. We don't need to dominate. We don't need to rule. We only need the will to fight for what's ours." Sareth's rage flared, but there was a flicker of doubt in his eyes. The words cut deeper than he expected, for he had always seen the universe in terms of strength and dominance, of the strong taking what they wanted from the weak. He had never considered that there might be a force more powerful than raw power itself, the force of unity, of love, of unshakable purpose. Sophie's eyes locked onto his as she revealed the final part of her plan. She had analyzed the Empire's technology yet again and found one more flaw, one final vulnerability in the very weapon Sareth thought would end it all. With a quick motion, she activated a device she had hidden earlier, using the Empire's own advanced tech against them. A sudden, blinding burst of energy from one of their own weapons erupted, temporarily disorienting Sareth and his forces. In that moment, Sophie acted decisively. She had turned his own arrogance, his overconfidence, into his downfall. With quick thinking and a small device she had planted earlier, Sophie forced Sareth to see what the Empire had failed to understand. The Empire's weapon backfired, sending a shockwave across the battlefield. Sareth, stunned and shaken, found himself at the mercy of the very force he had tried to extinguish. Sophie stood firm, her face set with determination. "It's not power that makes us strong," she said one last time, her voice carrying across the wreckage. "It's our will to survive. And we'll fight, not because we want to conquer, but because we have something worth protecting." With that, Sophie made her final move. She outsmarted Sareth, forcing him to face the truth he had refused to acknowledge. Humanity could never be ruled by fear. They would fight until their last breath to defend their planet, their families, and their future. As Sareth fell, defeated not by force but by the very thing he had ignored, the battle for Earth was won, not by superior technology, but by the indomitable strength of the human spirit. And as the dust settled, Earth stood strong, its people united and resolute, knowing they had won a victory that would echo through the stars for centuries to come. The battle was over, but the war had left its mark. The Galactic Empire, once a dominant force that had crushed countless civilizations, now found itself in ruins. Supreme Commander Sareth, the tyrant who had believed the galaxy would bend to his will, was captured, his arrogance shattered. Earth's defenders stood victorious. The cost had been high. Cities lay in ruins, landscapes scarred by the relentless bombardments, and countless lives had been lost in the struggle. Yet amidst the devastation, a sense of resilience and hope emerged stronger than ever before. Humanity had not only survived, but it had risen to the occasion, proving to the universe that even the most powerful forces could be brought to their knees by the sheer will and unity of the human spirit. As Earth's leaders gathered, a solemn silence fell over the world. The victory was not just a military one, it was a testament to humanity's unwavering determination. The destruction of so many cities had left scars on the planet, but the people had not faltered. They had fought not just to protect their land, but to defend their way of life, their values, and the future of their children. Now, with Star-Earth in custody and the remnants of the Empire retreating, Earth was left to rebuild. The scars of war would take time to heal, but the lesson was clear. Humanity had proven itself to be a force to be reckoned with. It was no longer just a young species in a vast universe. It was a species capable of standing up to the mightiest powers and emerging victorious. In the final moments of the story, the leaders of Earth addressed the global audience, their words resonating through the broken remnants of cities, through the battered communications systems, and into the vastness of space. "You are not welcome here." The message was clear. Earth had shown that it could not and would not be dominated. The Galactic Empire had underestimated the human race, believing that power and technology alone could bring about their subjugation. But humanity had something the Empire had never anticipated: an unbreakable will to survive, to protect, and to rebuild. Earth's leaders reaffirmed this to the remaining Empire forces still lingering in space. They vowed that no other force, no matter how powerful, would ever threaten their home again. The Galactic Empire, having tasted defeat for the first time in centuries, was forced to retreat, humbled and broken. What was once considered an invincible empire was now in tatters, its confidence shattered by the unwavering resistance of a small, young planet that had refused to bow down. For the first time in the Empire's history, they faced the undeniable truth. The strength of an empire was not only measured in firepower or technology, but in the resilience and spirit of the people it sought to conquer. As the remnants of the empire retreated, Earth stood tall, a beacon of hope and defiance. The victory was not just for Earth, but for every species that had ever faced the oppression of a more powerful force. The galaxy now knew that humanity would never be subjugated, no matter the odds. Earth's struggle had sent a powerful message across the stars. Humanity was not a species to be underestimated. They had stood against an empire that had once seemed invincible, and they had won. Looking up at the stars, Earth's people could see the future unfolding before them. The victory was just the beginning. With the lessons of the war fresh in their minds, they began to rebuild, to look beyond their own planet and towards the future of their species. The message was clear to all: humanity was ready. No longer would they cower in the shadow of greater powers. They had proven themselves capable of great things, and they would fight to ensure their place in the universe, standing tall and proud in the face of any who would seek to challenge them. As Earth began its slow but steady rebirth, the galaxy watched. The message sent from the planet was not one of hatred or vengeance, but of unwavering strength and resolve. Humanity, once thought weak and insignificant, had earned its place in the stars, and they would fight, together, to ensure that no force could ever again threaten their home. The stars were within their reach, and Earth's story was far from over.